Good day, everyone. Goeiedag, molweni. I'm Professor Mburungeni Madiba, Dean of the Faculty of Education. I'm here to welcome you and to give you more information about our faculty and programs. Congratulations to you all for being offered preliminary admission to Stellenbosch University. Stellenbosch University is one of the leading universities in South Africa and is highly recognized globally. Our university's vision is to be Africa's leading research-intensive university, globally recognized as excellent, inclusive, and innovative, where we advance knowledge in service of society. Our mission is to attract outstanding students, employ talented staff, and provide world-class learning environment. You have been selected because of your outstanding performance, and we hope your end-of-the-year results will confirm this. Our faculty is one of the oldest faculty of education in the country and has been playing an important role in producing teachers for our country and extending the frontiers of knowledge in education. Our faculty vision is to be a leading research-intensive faculty of education, recognized nationally and globally for being excellent, inclusive, and innovative. We are indeed a unique faculty with 3 departments, which are curriculum studies, educational policy studies, and education psychology. Our faculty also hosts 2 centers, Stellenbosch University Center for Pedagogy, that is SANCEP, and the Center for Higher and Adult Education. We offer a range of programs that will be explained to you in detail by my colleagues later. These include B.Ed program, foundation phase, B.Ed program, intermediate phase, and postgraduate certificate in education. We offer other various programs at honors and masters and doctoral level. We promote a transformative student learning experience and encourage network and collaborative teaching and learning. We also have a strong focus on education beyond the school, and this is achieved through our various certificate programs and work integrated learning. Our faculty also promotes multilingualism to ensure students' transformative learning experience and inclusivity. This is contrary to a general perception that Stellenbosch is an Afrikaans university. Lastly, our faculty is unique as it is the only faculty in the Western Cape that offers dedicated training for educational psychologists. In conclusion, we are committed to producing graduates who are locally relevant and globally competent. Our programs are designed to equip our graduates with the 21st century competence and skills such as critical thinking, creativity, communication, and collaboration. Once again, thank you for choosing our faculty and the noble profession of being a teacher. This is the profession which is the mother of all professions. We look forward to welcoming you in 2021. Thank you, Bayadangi Ngozi.
Good day. I'm here today to tell you a bit more about the Foundation Phase Teacher Preparation Program offered at Stellenbosch University. Stellenbosch University is renowned for academic excellence and providing quality programs that ensures graduates who will be able to cope in the workplace. What makes our program special? What makes our program unique? We offer a 4-year program where students are able to glean knowledge to teach learners who are between the age of 5 and 9-year-olds. That is grade R to grade 3. What happens in our programs? We offered a very integrated program where students are given a balance between theory and practice. And how do we do that? We offer practical learning from our 1st year and to our 4th year. However, students do not necessarily go out into schools in their 1st year. They go out into schools from their 2nd year to their 4th year for an entire term. So they are able to establish how learning starts at the beginning of a term and how learning ends. And they're able to see the progression for learners and their own learning for an entire term while being immersed in practical experiences. Our programs also offer students an opportunity to understand why learners would use language in a different way, but also capacitate students to be able to teach learners who use the same language in a different way. Our programs also capacitate students to understand how 1 + 1 + 1 leads to factorization, and how phonics can be used differently in the same language. So, our programs offer students an opportunity to become agents of inclusivity who are able to accommodate diverse learners in terms of language, ability, background, context in one classroom. That's wonderful for a teacher preparation program. How do we do that? We also include service learning in our modules. What does that mean? So students in their 3rd and 4th year will go out over and above their practical learning stints to go and work in specialized teaching units or sites where they are able to engage with learners who don't necessarily come from the same backgrounds as them, and that adds an additional lens to their training. Our modules and the content that we use in our modules are scientifically based modules. That means we really rely on science, and we try and break down the science for the students so that they can see how science actually influences the classroom. We have modules which also allow students to really understand the philosophical stances around education, and we have modules that are fully grounded in theory, but we have managed at Stellenbosch University to integrate practice into them. So students are guaranteed of a unique teaching and learning experience where theory and practice are merged together so that students can get the ideal training that they need to become the future teachers. I look forward to welcoming you at Stellenbosch University.
Good morning, everybody, prospective students, and maybe the parents who will watch this video as well. My name is John Reuters. I coordinate the Bachelor of Education program in the Education faculty. By doing so, I will get to have a lot of contact with your sons and daughters via both my teaching on that program, but also in troubleshooting any problems that they might experience. Now, we'll go extensively through the requirements of the program and the detailed content of each module when students arrive in 2021. However, I want to take this opportunity to address maybe a more salient issue. The issue of what one needs to do to be able to be successful in the B.Ed program. Now, one of the first things that I've learned from working with students for almost over 25-30 years is the fact that the students who ultimately do well are those who approach their studies and life in a balanced way. So there's a balance between work, there's a balance in terms of relaxation and play. There is some spiritual fulfillment. All of the physiological needs like access to food is taken care of. And when there is an additional psychological wellness, no worry or loneliness or stress, students normally thrive under those conditions. But there are other factors as well. The first of those is that when you enter a degree program, one needs to really have a focus on what you want to get out of that particular program. And that focus is what drives students' motivation to be able to complete the program and to complete it well. Students flourish when they have this end in sight. And coupled to that, the daily, the weekly, the monthly goals, if they meet this, very often this results in their success. One of the determining issues in driving towards that success is how well students manage their time. Now, this is a particularly difficult aspect when you think of the type of complex demands that are made of you at university. Very often, students get in to the lectures at 8 o'clock. They leave after 4 o'clock, and they then have to go home and work some more in preparation for the next day. So it takes, a good mind to be able to plan and organize their time well in order to be able to meet the demands of this types of complexity. We find that students get drawn into every little activity on campus, whether it's Fensters, whether it's supporting Marty's Rugby on a Monday night, whether it's SARE, whether it's in-house sessions that they have. And our best advice always to them is to sit with the daily planner, the weekly planner, the monthly planner, note when test days are going to happen, note when assignments are due, and of course, almost project manage your life around how much time you have and how much work you have to complete. And this we often say is, the key recipe for success in this program. There'll be new things that you learn. For example, practical learning takes place from the very first year where you begin to engage with the school site. It constitutes 25% of your program, 25% of the credits over 4 years, so it's quite a significant part of the program. But what it does give you is that balance between the academic content and the practical work required at the school site, so that the in-classroom sessions inform, help you to think about, and help you to have a rationale for what you do when you walk into the school site and when you understand the school as an ecosystem composed of learners, teachers, workers, parents, the community that the school serves. And, integral to that community, the wellness of the school is determined by how well the community is, and the two feed each other. So our prospective students, or our Marties for 2021, will have a rich, engaging experience around what the type of teacher that we deliver in our program. Somebody who's conscious of his community, socially engaged, but somebody who also believes that the success of every learner in school can be determined and be determined well, and is someone who teaches with that belief that every learner can be successful. We look forward to receiving your sons and daughters and making them our own once they hear their hours, and we want you to stand back, engage with your child and watch them grow and watch them flourish, so that in 4 years' time, when you come to their graduation, you will have seen someone new, someone who has grown, and somebody who is ready to tackle the world and all of its complexities. I thank you.
Good day, hello, sawubona, assalamu alaikum, molweni. A guy with the name of Wayne Dyer said, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change. I need to celebrate you guys because you have managed to get through this pandemic. COVID has disrupted our lives. When I look at the word COVID for me has become the following. Connect with your own vulnerability and become intentional as you deal with discomfort. Discomfort is part of life, and this is where you guys are. You need to find new ways of doing old things. You are getting ready to continue on your journey, and you are preparing to come to this wonderful place, a place called Stellenbosch University, a place where you will come to become the best version of yourself, a place that is rich in diversity, offering you a range of options, and we hope that you guys are ready to come and join us in 2021. So I want to share with you a couple of ideas as you're busy with your final preparation. I've decided to call this, listen, you are on your way to Stellenbosch, but please mind the gap. There are many things that might want to stop you, but these things are on your way. They're not in your way. So let me quickly share with you the 7 sins of mediocrity. And to help you remember them, it's the first 7 letters of the alphabet. As you continue on your journey and as you prepare to come to Stellenbosch, number 1, don't be aimless. Make sure that you always have purpose in your life, that there's a reason for you to wake up. People say that if you don't plan your life, other people will plan it for you. COVID has shown us that we need a new breed of educator, And I'm sure that you are exactly what we're going to need in the future. Number 2, make sure that you never become bored. We have realized that technology is a major disruptor, but it's also an amazing enabler. We are preparing ourselves for a world where cars can fly. We've seen what Uber does and how Airbnb has disrupted accommodation. You probably know Elon Musk, and you would know that he works on something called brain-machine interface, technology that allow people who are paralyzed to, through the technology, do things that they would otherwise not be able to do. Sin number 3, C, please don't be comfortable. People say a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but remember, nothing ever grows there. So embrace the discomfort as you journey forward. Sin number 4, D, please don't become delusional. I don't want you to go to idols and stand there in front of Randall and say, Randall, my mother said I can sing. And then the whole world says, no, you cannot. So make sure that you don't just figure out what you can do, but also what you cannot. E, don't let your ego get the best of you. There's an old saying that says, if today you still talk about what you did yesterday, then remember today you haven't done anything. Please don't get to Stellenbosch in 2021 and you still celebrate what you did in 2020. Remember that you're on a journey, so don't let fear, hold you back. People say fear is short for false evidence appearing real. You've got 2 options. Forget everything and run, or 2, face everything and rise. Understand that the harder you fall, the higher you bounce. Don't limit yourself because you build walls that confine you because you've got limiting assumptions. I don't know if you watched the movie Coach Carter, but if you haven't, go and check it out. In the movie, the coach asks the young man, what is your biggest fear? And he answers, my biggest fear is not that I'm inadequate. My biggest fear is that I'm powerful beyond measure. Lastly, G, please don't become guarded. When you join Stellenbosch, understand that there are students on this campus who have done what you are trying to do already. So make sure that you build relationships. Indira Gandhi says, people with clenched fists cannot shake hands. So don't arrive here ready to fight. Arrive here ready to embrace the next chapter of your life. Steve Jobs said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. Life only makes sense when you look back. So I encourage you to take this leap of faith and remember to mind the gap. In Cape Town, there's an old saying that says, don't dala what people approve. Dala what you must. We are looking forward to welcome you next year at the Education Department at Stellenbosch University.
Hi, my name is Sandy Sombili. I am from Khayelitsha. I'm with Stellenbosch University. I'm doing intermediate phase in Faculty of Education. I've always been wanted to be a teacher. I've always wanted to bring the change and I started it from my family as well. I've been teaching, helping my brothers and so on. So now I decided let me take it into my profession. I believe you can teach children while you can actually control and change their mind while they're still young, instead of going to and teach a high school when they already matured. You teach a child inside the classroom and then how they must behave outside the classroom. So it's always where you give, you influence, you pass on the knowledge, you direct, even though you give directions that you won't always be there to lead. So yeah. I mean, as a black man coming from Khayelitsha and then start given a chance to study in the Stellenbosch University is quite a big thing for me. And I enjoyed campus. I mean, it was also motivating. And then the support system coming from the university as well, it was okay. Being given student counseling, being given PSOs, and also being given mentors. My challenge is coming in a very huge, big university, but everything was in one thing and so on. But then the most challenging thing was the online learning, because I had to engage in and also adjust in. I would say they must come and give their all and enjoy while learning. I mean, like, we have like the most beautiful campus as well. There's a lot of things that they could engage in, and also just behave and focus on their studies so that they can do good as well, so that like they can have successful years.
Hi, my name is Emma Swart and I study education at Stellenbosch University, and I specialize in the foundation phase. The reason I decided to study education was that, as many cliche teachers like to say, you have a calling to education, and I had a special calling to the little ones. So this has been a very interesting year regarding a first year experience. I had imaginations of fun times on campus, going to the library a whole bunch, and in March that was completely turned upside down when they told us we need to sit at our desks at home and learn on the computer. It has been so different to anything I could have expected. However, I must say Stellenbosch as a university, and specifically the education faculty, has been fantastic. The way they have transitioned from interactive lectures that we would have had in campus to live lectures, interactive and integrated learning on an online platform has been phenomenal. Although it seems like I completely lost my first experience, no one else is ever going to have a first experience like mine. So I studied law before I studied education, and that was a very different experience. One, because the two faculties are very different, but two, because for law I sat in lectures. I sometimes would get late and come to class, like I'd run in with my cup of coffee, but now you can't really be late for online lectures because everything's just on Zoom and you just sit there. So it has been extremely different, but it has been so much fun so far. For advice for anyone coming to the faculty next year or in years to come, one, you're making a great decision. It is such an inclusive faculty that really has a space for everyone. And two, be ready to be flexible. I had the expectation that I was going to sit in lecture halls, go to tuts, and enjoy my campus, and that wasn't what happened. But I made the most of it, and I'm still really enjoying my degree.
Hi, I'm Valeen Potgieter, and I am a teacher in Somerset West. I graduated my B.Ed degree last year at Stellenbosch, and I really enjoyed it. I'm here to tell you a little bit more about my experiences and how I experienced my first year as a teacher. In high school, they tell you that your university experience is going to be impersonal, and the lecturers are going to call you a number, and that is what you are. And I was quite afraid of that. I liked having a personal relationship with my teachers in high school, and at university I got a wonderful surprise that my class was small enough that I had a very professional relationship with most of my lecturers, and it was wonderful to have classes with them. One very positive thing with the faculty was that we had very interesting subjects. Studying teaching has a very big variety of subjects, such as dancing and music, and I really enjoyed it. I'm a very cultural person. I love art, and that was incorporated into nearly everything. It also helped me a lot with my first year of teaching, because my first year of teaching, as you all know, has now been a bit thrown off the boat with everything that we've learned. I feel like no one could really have prepared us for what we have done this year, and it's a lot different than what we expected. So my first year started off quite normally, as you would expect. I was thrown into the deep end. I'm working at a pre-primary school in Somerset West, and I'm a grade double R teacher, which is really fun. I get to adapt my curriculum to what I want to do. We don't follow caps, so I have free range to do what I want. We can do art, we can sing songs, we play with clay. It's a very fun day normally, but then COVID hit and everything was thrown away, and I didn't get to see my kids for 3 months, which was quite sad, and I had video calls constantly with them. But then school started up again, and all the teachers went back to school, but the kids weren't there yet. So luckily for us, our generation learned to edit videos and make videos for subjects for classes that we did at the university, and I could use these skills that I learned to help my new school that I am working at. Most of the teachers at my school are over the age of 35, and none of them know how to edit the videos. So I was given the job to edit all the videos that were going out during the school week. We had about 5 or 6 videos per grade, and we have 3 grades. So most of my teaching experience was now video editing experience, and it was actually really fun. I learned to edit everything, put music over it, edit videos in, do sound overs, everything. It was really, really fun. But at the end of the day, the teaching with the kids in the class is what's the most important. and I really missed my children. We also started to pack packets for the kids, so once a week the parents could come fetch packets with activities and maybe like a snack thingy that the kids could eat, and I think the kids really enjoyed it, but they did miss us as well. And I'm really happy to say that my kids are all back in class. It's a very different routine that we have now. We sanitize constantly, we take temperature, the kids can't touch, they have to stand in lines where they social distance. My kids can't stand in lines yet, but you understand. And I am very happy to see them again, but I'm really sad that we can't hug them and comfort them. But it is also really good for the kids to be together and to be social again and to play with their friends. The school has really helped me with everything that I have. My colleagues are absolutely amazing. I must say in the first year of teaching it always feels a bit scary because you're sitting in your classroom teaching and you're constantly waiting for the teacher to walk in until you realize that you are in fact that teacher that has to be teaching the class. But it's so much fun and I love having my own classroom, having my free will to do what I want in my class, especially with my grade. If I don't know what to do with the children or we've done our work for the day, I put on some music and we have a dance party with social distancing. So it's wonderful. I'm so happy that you've all decided to become teachers. It is a wonderful profession and I am so excited that you are all going to experience the wonderful Stellenbosch life at the faculty.
Greetings everybody, my name is Mkhulu Lumbumza and I'm the Recruitment and Alumni Engagement Coordinator in the Faculty of Education. Very big congratulations on being conditionally accepted to study B.Ed intermediate phase or foundation phase in our faculty next year. We received a total of 1,000 applications and you are one of 527 to have received conditional acceptance. I would also like to congratulate you on having chosen the teaching profession. Not many do, and I truly hope that you would allow the Faculty of Education to be a part of that professional and personal development as a teacher. On a final acceptance note, I know that all of you are quite anxious and awaiting those. Please note that the university will send you your final acceptance as soon as you've met the minimum requirements based on your matric results. Then on the funding side, we do encourage you to apply for the Funza Lushaka bursary as well as NSFAS both online. I look forward to welcoming you all to the Faculty of Education in 2021.